uh, Hello YouTube. Um, you know what? Actually, let me try making this video staring directly into the camera. Every time I make a video, I'm usually staring directly at myself rather than the camera. This is gonna be weird because I'm staring into a black dot the whole time, but let me see if it works. Um, I am not in my normal space, as you can tell. Uh, Peep the shirt. You know, a little Snoopy action, a little rocking the Garfield, Charlie Brown. Um, by the way, you're probably gonna hear a bell. I don't know why, but they doing like some sort of bell. Like they ring a bell every 30 minutes on campus now. I don't understand why. This is my second day back on campus. It was really weird because, like I said, um, I've been away from campus for a good 2.5 weeks, I think, and this is my second day. And now they rocking like a little, like the church bells that ring. Da na 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 da na na na. They do this like every 30 minutes. It's weird. Um, so I apologize if you hear that. Um, really now it's making me look stupid. It's 8 o'clock. Oh, there it is. See, there we go. So for real? Are we serious? It's still going? Word? Yo. Okay, I think it's done. Okay, it's done. Um, I'm gonna sound really stupid if y'all didn't hear that, but I heard it, so I guess that's all that matters. Anyways, so today, no, not today, but a couple days ago was my grandmother's birthday. I think. I feel really bad. I know it's around this time, but I've never gotten my, I've never gotten the exact date, and I feel terrible because I love my grandmother to death, and I've never gotten the date down. But I know it's around this time, and I almost actually missed calling her because today I was supposed to call her today, and I did. I did call her today. But today I had this meeting to go to for like potential leaders on campus. I don't know why they chose me. I don't know what I lead on campus, but they wanted me to go to it, so I went. I went there. It was from like 10 o'clock to 3:30. That's like 5.5 hours. So I was really busy, and then I almost forgot to call her. So the only, I'm glad that my mom called me because she told me to call her. Man, I almost missed calling my grandmother around her birthday time. That would have been terrible. I would have felt terrible. Anyways, by the way, I know the camera is shaking a lot. That's because the laptop is on my lap. Huh, that's interesting. It's like, that's what it's supposed to be used for, right? It's a laptop. It's supposed to be on your lap, like a desktop is on the desk. Yo, that's actually genius. I just now figured that out. That's crazy. Okay, anyways. Um, so yes, this video is around my grandmother's birthday, so I figured I should make a video about her, Um, my grandmother is an amazing woman. I love her to death. She is the perfect, she's the epitome of grandmothers, right? You look that up in the Oxford dictionary, you know, pull up grandmother and there she is, right? Um, I gotta like chill out with me moving because it's moving the camera. And again, I gotta look at the camera itself, not myself on the thing. So let me look at the camera. So, anyways, um, this is so weird. Anyways, so I'm gonna be talking about I don't think I ever made a video on this, but I think I might have brung it up in videos, but I've never made a video on it. Specifically when my grandparents they stayed with us. They stayed with my mother, and they stayed with us for about a year until they moved down south. Yeah, so this was, I want to say this was either fourth, fifth. No, no, it was sixth grade. Yeah, it was sixth grade. So it was about sixth grade. I was 10 turning 11. Um, and this was like a transition because my grandmother and grandfather, my grandparents, they figured that they were gonna move down to South Carolina because um, my grandmother, she had to help her brothers and sisters down there. Um, so they figured they were gonna move down south. And they lived in Jersey. They lived up in Jersey. I think is because it goes Jersey is above Philly or Jersey is above Pennsylvania. I think. I'm not good with geography. I'm not. I think Jersey's above Pennsylvania. That would make sense, right? Because they drove down. Come on, let me look this up on my phone. I apologize. I think Jersey is above Pennsylvania. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh my goodness. Americans are so dumb. Is Jersey above Pennsylvania? Okay. Um Part of it is. It's like at least where they were. They were above us cuz we lived in the Philly area. And Philly is like it's like it's like southeast Pennsylvania, I guess. Um so yeah, I guess where they were, they lived above us. So like I said, my grandparents lived in New Jersey. They lived in Jersey and they were trying to go down south. So my mom was like, "Yeah, y'all can come down here and stay with us until y'all get situated and go all the way down south." So at least that's how I remember. I don't know if that was fully the case. I don't know. But anyways, I do remember them, coming down here. So, um, they came down here. I would call it their halfway house. It's funny because that's not what a halfway house is at all. But uh, yeah. So, my grandparents' halfway house was with us. So, and it was I loved it. I love that. Like it was very reminiscent of when me and my family lived in Jersey. When it was me, my mom, and my two sisters, we used to live with our grandparents. That's how I grew up. I grew up with my mom and my grandparents, all living under the same roof, same roof. Um, Except it was in Jersey this time. So yeah, it was very reminiscent of that, and I loved every second of it. It was really nice. Um, but you know, there's this like stigma um of like elder like of grandmothers. I don't know if it's specifically like black grandmothers, but I think it is specifically black grandmothers. Like they'll be on top of everything, like they'll make sure that you get like they what you need to get done, you'll get done. So as much as I love them being here, or there, because it was about 7 years, 7 years, back. As much as I love them being there, my grandmother, she completely ruined my sleep schedule. It was it was like I appreciate it because she made sure that I was on the that I got to the bus on time, but at the same time, so let me just break it down how it happened. Um, so in middle school, the bus came I think at 6:45, maybe seven, maybe seven. Um, but what my grandmother would do, she would wake me up at like 5:15 a.m. Like I gotta stop laughing because the camera is like shaking. But she would wake me up at 5:15 a.m. and she would make sure that obviously I showered, that I got dressed, and we would leave at 5:45. And Like, I kid you not. Like, the moon would still be out. Like, I'd be at the bus stop at 5:45. The moon is still out. And like, there's cars passing by cuz where I live, it was like borderline kind of city. It was kind of like the city, so there was like tons of cars just racing by, and it's 5:45 during the winter time, so it's already like 30 degrees. All these cars come past you, and it's like blowing like crazy cold air. I'm like freezing. My grandmother's just like, she walks me out and then just goes back inside. So she don't got to deal with it, but I got to deal with it for a full hour. Like, it's 5:45. I got to wait till 6:45 for the bus to come. I'm over here freezing. I got a runny nose, for a full hour and a half, I guess not an hour and a half, but like for a full hour, But I mean, hey, I mean, at least I got to the bus on time every day, so I guess that was fun, right? you know, um, yeah, it was fun, when I got back home, but it was never fun to wake up because obviously I'm waking up at borderline. It's still nighttime. Like, it was it was unfortunate, but the irony is that when I was in high school, I actually had to wake up at 5:45 because the bus would come at 6:15. So I guess if anything, my grandmother was like preparing me for that. You know, unknowingly, she was preparing me for my high school bus trips. So I guess that was kind of funny. Um, Another thing that was really funny was that at the time in sixth grade, we had rabbits. Um, and my grandparents, they didn't want anything to do with those rabbits, especially my grandmother. Um, yeah, so I guess um, this was unironically, yeah, a video about my grandmother. Um, Also, happy birthday, grandma. Obviously I called you, but just another one to throw out. Um, like I said, so my grandma did not want anything to do with the rabbits. So it was a very weird time having to deal with the rabbits, and then at the same time having my grandmother in the living room because that's where the rabbits would be. So it's like it was a very weird experience. Um, but she would still feed them. She'd give them celery or whatever they ate. I forgot what they ate. Yeah, man, it's been a while since we had the rabbits. Man, man, rest in peace. Man, now I'm a little sad. Man, that sucks. But anyways, yeah. So we had to deal with the rabbits and my grandmother. Then we also had to deal with, well, at least I had to deal with waking up. I had to deal with waking up at 5:15, going to the bus at 5:45, and waiting a whole hour before the bus actually got there. That was fun, obviously. Um, but I mean, there was tons of pros that went along with it because obviously, she's my grandmother. I love her to death. She introduced me to she introduced me to the Facebook lottery sites. Um, Gambling. She introduced me to the Facebook gambling websites. Uh, Obviously it's not real, but she introduced me to Facebook gambling, so that's a thing. Love you, grandma. And she's my grandmother, so she would, and also she's a great cook, so dinner was always a fun experience. It was a great experience because my mom cannot cook as well as my grandmother. She can cook well, but my grandmother can cook miles better than her. um, that's just truth. I'm not trying to slight my mom, but you know, sometimes you just gotta say what needs to be said, right? Um, and it was always fun because sometimes we weren't able to spend the holidays with my grandparents because we weren't gonna drive to Jersey and back all the time. But that year we were able to spend every holiday together, so I loved it. I definitely loved it. There's obviously, I know a lot of my videos have to do with like nostalgia, but it's really nice to remember the memories that you have, because you can always well, obviously you can always think back on it, but I mean, it's almost like you're reliving it, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I really did enjoy it. Um, man, yeah. I mean, sometimes, obviously I think a lot of people, think about this. Sometimes, we wish we were younger again. I'm saying this as a 17-year-old, as if I'm already old. I'm not old, but I mean, sometimes I just wish I was 10 years old again. Back when I thought I ruled the world. I thought I ruled my Minecraft world, you know, back, yeah, but enough about that. Anyways, somehow if my grandmother finds this video, um, I love you, grandma. I really do. Um, I really do love my grandma. I don't get to see her enough. I need to see her. There was a point in time where I used to go down south every summer, but uh, I'm not. I'd rather, my grandfather would take me out to the fast food joint every day, every single day. I'm not joking. So I figure it's probably healthier for me to stay either in Jersey or Pennsylvania rather than down south. Also, it's very racist over there down south. I remember I went to they would take me to like these Christian summer camps. And most of them were good, but I remember one of them, like, obviously, not obviously, but I went to a white summer camp, and all those children. I'm saying children because I was older than them. I don't even know why I went. I was 12 and everybody else was like 9 and 8 years old. I don't know why I went. Why did they take me there? I know my cousin was like 9 years old, 10, but I was 12. Like I felt like there was no need for me to be there. But anyways, I was there, and you know there was definitely some heavy implications of ignorance and racism. I ain't like it. But enough about the racist South. This video was not about that. It was about my grandmother. So, anyways, uh, love you, grandma, and happy birthday. um, and them 5:15 wake up days were uh, I do miss them though. I really do actually. Um, but enough about me rambling because I'm not trying to make this video. I hate when I make videos 18 minutes. You know what? This is the end. All right, peace.